So, exploring the idea of sidechain inputs on plugins, we've seen the compressor using a sidechain in from a kick in order to duck the sound of a pad. Let's just solo that. To create the pumping sound. What else could we do? Well, we've been looking at noise gates. So how about trying a noise gate? If we go dynamics and noise gate. Logic's noise gate, you may have noticed, has also a sidechain input. How does that work? Well, let's try. So let's choose the kick. As we know, a gate remains closed until a sound triggers over the threshold. So hopefully what this is going to do is chop up our chord sound. Let's give it a go. So we're using the gate. The gate is opening and closing in response to the kick. It doesn't sound as interesting as the other sidechain, but that's because the kick is a little bit boring. How about if I've just got a slightly more complex rhythm going here? It's got a bit of a groove to it. Let's try sidechaining from that instead. So instead of sidechaining from kick, let's sidechain, I've just called it rhythm. Let's sidechain from rhythm. Let's de-solo the rhythm. And suddenly you can get something that's quite interesting sounding. Maybe add the kick underneath. And suddenly it's got a vibe to it. Turn off the gate. Again, it's a bit boring.
This is cool. So why would you want to do this instead of just designing a synth that has like really low decay and a bit of release and stuff?
You can get more interesting rhythms if you're sidechaining from something, particularly if it's real hi-hats.
Yeah.
And suddenly a synth comes alive, because otherwise it sounds very MIDI.
Yeah.
So I'm using MIDI to control it, but as soon as you use something real, it can...
It's easier to, if you get someone to play it from back than to make it on MIDI.
Yeah, yeah,
Instead of
definitely. So that's using a gate. There's another interesting little plugin. It's in Filter. It's called Autofilter. It looks like that. Again, it has a sidechain input. So if we sidechain from the rhythm, the filter, if I just turn off the envelope for a sec, filter sounds like this. It's a tone control. So, and you probably have heard it again, it's a modern technique, synth sound. The default is low pass when you open it first, and the cutoff is the control, is the tone control. A bit like a wah pedal for a guitar. When you use a sidechain on this particular autofilter, the sidechain can trigger the envelope here. I'm just going to make a little short kind of envelope shape. We'll gloss over what an envelope is, but we'll just have a listen to it as it gets triggered. So we're triggering from the rhythm, and you can see the little light on the envelope is flashing in response to the clicking of the rhythm. If I bring this envelope slider up, you sort of suddenly get some quite... So it's another way of using guys, please, I'm trying to record it so you can use it for later. It's going to be really noisy. Another way of using sidechains to control different things. So it's a really cool effect. You can use something to control something else. We'll keep coming back because you can use sidechains in some of the synths as well and allow them to control stuff. So using a simple little rhythm to do different things, open and close the gate, compress it, how about both? So we'll get on to other effects. Another technique that a lot of people use, and you can hear often, is people sidechaining reverbs. We'll perhaps look at that in another tutorial. And that can sound really interesting because that makes the whole ambience of a track kind of push and pull in time. So sidechaining a reverb. We'll look at that another time.